We interrupt this program to bring you an important Wayfair message. Wayfair's got style tips for every home. This is Nicole Byer, helping you make those rooms flyer. Today's style tip: when it comes to making a statement, treat bold patterns like neutrals. Go wild! Like an untamed animal print area rug under a rustic farmhouse table from Wayfair.com. Ooh, fierce! This has been your Wayfair style tip to keep those interiors superior.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Many people refer to police, first responders, and military as sheepdogs. Is that fair? Is it accurate? Yeah, it's a compliment, but I have a problem with it. And a lot of people don't understand why. I explain in this special episode of the Law Enforcement Today radio show and podcast. There's only one official Facebook page. What you do a search on Facebook for Law Enforcement Today radio show. Click like and follow. There you'll find updates about upcoming episodes of the radio show. You can contact me. We also find unique, one-of-a-kind editorials and news articles. That is our Facebook page, Law Enforcement Today radio show. Be sure to click like and follow. We'll see you there. Hi, this is John J. Wiley, and I recently wrote an op-ed, an editorial, and you can find it on lawenforcementtoday.com. The easiest way is go to letradioshow.com. Up top where it says search, put in sheepdog. And what it's about is, thanks for the compliment, I was a cop, not a sheepdog. And a lot of people don't understand. And here's the reason why. Number one, no matter how hard I try when it comes to writing, whether it be text messages, emails, whatever, people read stuff into it that I never intended. And secondly, I've noticed that when people send me a text, an email, I read stuff into it that was never intended. Have you ever found yourself getting aggravated over an email or a text? And then you talk to the person and you realize, oh, no harm, no foul. Well, I think that's the case with this. Lots of people refer to police officers, other first responders, military as sheepdogs. And my question is that fair? Is that accurate? Well, I don't think it is. And I'll explain why in a moment. First, let's do a little bit of history about sheepdogs. Right now, there are more than 110 breeds of dogs worldwide that are considered to be sheepdogs. When we say sheepdogs, there's varying types of sheepdogs, ranging from herding, droving dogs to guardians of livestock. All right. And by the way, I've had working and herding dogs for most of my life. My wife, the boss, and I have Rottweilers. We've had Rottweilers for a very long time, and Rottweilers are considered to be one of the droving breeds. So a lot of people don't consider them to be sheepdogs, but they very much are. So there's 110 of these breeds. And I'll explain my big contention about the difference between police in particular and sheepdogs. Now, I can't speak for military because I'm not a veteran. I can't speak for other first responders because I didn't do that job. I understand why people give that compliment. I really do. And I think it's a great compliment. I don't think it's one to be despised or looked down upon at all. Now, let's talk about the American Kennel Club. The American Kennel Club divides the sheepdogs that we talked about into two different types of groups. We have the herding group and also the working group. Most of my life, I've had dogs from either herding or working group. They meet and match our personalities well. I haven't said that. I had Old English sheepdogs for a long time. Long considered to be a sheepdog. I will never own them again. They're great dogs. Don't get me wrong. But with each breed of dog has different challenges. Now, here's the two areas of contention I have. Number one, when we talk about sheepdogs, I can't help but think of the cartoons involving from Warner Brothers in Looney Tunes and Merry Melodies featuring Ralph Wolf and Sam Sheepdog. By the way, Ralph was Wile E. Coyote with a red nose instead of a black nose. The only difference. And one of my favorite scenes of that was where they clock in and say hello to each other, clock out, whatever it was after a hard day's work. I have fond memories of those shows from when I was much younger. And I have fond memories of the term sheepdog. But when we talk about dogs, in the United States in particular, and many parts of the world, how many dogs are abandoned and thrown away because they're problematic. Does anybody really take in consideration the special needs and traits of the sheepdogs and what they do? Are they willing to dedicate their life to taking care of them? Especially when we live in a society where we don't do a lot of sheep herding or guarding or livestock. They're still great pets. They're still great family members, but they have special needs. In particular, those that still do the job of guarding livestock. What about those that get severely injured physically, protecting their herd? What about those that get severely injured mentally, protecting their herd? You start to see where the difference is. What do we do with them? Do we take care of those dogs? Do we take care of those police when the same happens to them? I would say, no, we don't. And we could get a whole lot better when it comes to taking care of our injured police, our injured first responders, and military. Yeah, we made a lot of progress. We still got a long way to go. When it comes to the dogs, so many of them wind up in shelters and rescues and wind up being euthanized. And we need to change that. Now, here is my main contention when it comes to police being referred to as sheepdogs. And this is where I have my biggest problem with that. You see, sheepdogs are a result of selective breeding for hundreds, maybe even thousands of years. Certain breeds of dogs were bred by humans to achieve a desired result, to show certain traits, like driving cattle, like driving livestock, like driving sheep, like protecting them. There's other things that we do, like putting different breeds of dogs with sheep when they're puppies and let them grow up with sheep so they feel like they're part of the flock. These dogs, as a result of selective breeding, you could say these traits are bred into them, and they don't make a lot of decisions. They don't choose to put themselves in harm's way. A lot of times they don't even think about what they're doing. They just go react and protect their stock, their livestock, their flock. With police, we have to choose to do that. See, we're not the result of selective breeding. We're not the result of someone else making decisions looking for certain traits. We have to decide to put ourselves in harm's way, physically, mentally, and all those other things. And we pay the price. And it's not just us that pays the price. Our families pay the price as well. Our friends pay the price as well. Especially when we talk about the emotional, mental damage and injuries that occur from being a sheepdog who happens to be a police officer or other first responder or military. See, they pay a price. And are we doing enough to help them as a result of those injuries they sustained by doing their job? You see, deep down, we have to make a choice to put ourselves in harm's way. I made that choice many times as a police officer, as a police sergeant. I paid the price physically. I paid the price mentally and emotionally as well. As a matter of fact, I have permanent lifelong injuries as a result of that. Thank goodness there are some tools along the way so I can learn how to deal better with those mental, emotional injuries so that my family doesn't pay the price, my spouse doesn't pay the price, and my friends don't pay the price. So when we think we are giving a compliment, calling police, first responders, and military sheepdogs, yeah, it's true. It is a compliment. I love sheepdogs. I love the herding and working and guarding dogs. I really do. Phenomenal family members, phenomenal pets. But the big difference is they are the result of hundreds of years of selective breeding where someone else decided for them what their role in society is going to be. Us police, we had to make that decision for ourselves. You can see the article. Just go to letradioshow.com. Up top where it says search, put in sheepdog, and you will find it. I appreciate you tuning in to the special episode of the Law Enforcement Today show. We will have more episodes of the podcast heading your way very soon. And remember, the Law Enforcement Today radio show is a nationally syndicated radio show. What that means is we are available as of right now on 95 affiliate stations and growing. We broadcast weekly to millions of people. And then episodes go online as a podcast. So one thing you can do for me is if you enjoy the podcast, tell a friend or two or three. We'll be back in a couple days with a new episode of the Law Enforcement Today radio show and podcast. Until then, this is John J. Wiley. See ya.